That's good. That means your kids have one more leg up. The second thing they're looking at, did you take rigorous coursework while you were in high school? Advanced placement is the highest level. Just underneath that is honors. They're going to be looking at the transcript, not at whether or not you had weighted points, but whether or not you took those courses. The third thing they're looking at, were you involved in a meaningful way in extracurricular activities? Not simply being a member of 25 different clubs so that you could pad your resume, but being a leader over time, being integrally involved in an extracurricular activity. Have you held a part-time job or managed other family responsibilities? And here what they're looking for is work ethic, something different about you. Next thing, unique aspects of an applicant's personal statement. They really do read them, and they're looking for something different than, I've always wanted to be a badger, okay? So they're looking for something unique. Then the last two things they're looking at, again, those standardized scores, the ACT and SAT, and then the GPA, all right? Those are included, but they're not near as important as the other pieces of the puzzle. More about college admissions. Our students consistently perform at high levels, and they have throughout this pilot, and Kayla's a testament to that, George was a testament to that last year, and a host of other kids. I mean, these are just a few at the top, but we've got the kids that are, again, you know, number 150 in last year's class did awesome and is going on to awesome opportunities. Number 230 in last year's class did awesome, is going on to awesome opportunities because we have such a high-performing school. What I want you to know very clearly, rank is not required on college applications, but is still provided to students for scholarship purposes. We'll provide it to any student that needs their rank for that purpose, okay?
Sorry, what if it's not scholarship purpose and we just want it?
If you want to know what it is, we will give it to you. We just won't print it on your transcript, because we've said very clearly to all the colleges we no longer report rank on our transcript. But we can tell you your rank, and if you want to include it in a personal statement, etc., we've had students do that. We're not using the microphones, we're breaking rules here.
Have you seen a change in scholarship applications where less of them are asking for your class rank? Like where the colleges aren't looking at it?
Question is, are the colleges on scholarship applications, are they still asking for class rank as much as they used to? It depends on who you are. If you're going for the scholarships that they only give out to the top 1% of the nation or the top 1% of the state, then yes, because they need to know how it is they put you in that category. But for the other scholarships that are merit-based scholarships, that are need-based scholarships, no, it's not necessary. They may ask for it, but it's not a required component. This is a really hard to see chart. I guess I didn't have a better way to put it together. This is one I created last night after our forum yesterday because people were asking this question. But what I'll point out to you is this taller blue line along the way here is UW-Madison, and it goes back to the year 2001 graduating class all the way to the 2009 graduating class. And this class, we had the most graduates we've ever had as a school admitted to UW-Madison, 35. It put us just near Madison East, which is the school that has the most students, period, who apply to Madison. And so because they have most of their students applying to get into UW-Madison, they normally have a higher number that actually get in. So it's a pretty interesting number. Other schools that are listed up here that people were asking about. Do we get kids into Carroll University, Marquette, MSOE, Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, University of Minnesota, Georgetown, Purdue, Northwestern, Texas A&M, Princeton, Loyola, and Stanford. And again, I mentioned last year, George was accepted to Harvard, but he turned them down and instead is at UW-Madison in medical school. So the reason that I show you this is to hopefully build confidence that as we move forward every step of the way, as we've piloted these pieces, these kids have been a part of this pilot. These kids have been a part of the changes that we've made thus far, and your kids will be just as successful as we move forward. We are going to monitor every metric, every step of the way to make sure that they are. Another question, what more about college admissions? This is, I don't have all of the data for this year's graduating class. We're collecting it right now. They're telling us where they're going, but I have a few of them that we pulled together, again, today. This is the top 10 this year, where they're attending, and the other schools that they were accepted at. And you see we've got 4 that are going to UW-Madison. we've got a student going to Brown University, Georgetown, the U.S. Naval Academy, Washington University, Boston College, and St. Olaf. These students were also accepted at a host of other schools, Washington, Boston, Madison, Yale, U.S. Air Force Academy, Rolls-Royce, Marquette, Iowa State, University of Michigan, or Minnesota rather, McAllister, Whitman, Lawrence, Oberlin, and Worcester. These are students who submitted their applications without class rank. We have other students this year. This is just, I asked the counselors, what are some other schools that you know we've got kids that are going to this year? Wyoming, Dayton, MIT, Oregon, Colorado State, Knox College, Laterno, Marquette, Loyola Luther, UC Boulder, Norbert, MSOE, Cornell, Hamline, Drake, and lots of them going to Madison again. Again, that question was asked yesterday. How does this work if we don't have ranks? I want you to know this is how it works. It's here. These are students right now who have gone through it. Are other area districts doing this? Absolutely. Arrowhead is moving the same direction. Pewaukee, Shorewood, Waukesha, and Whitefish Bay. Those are the 5 in our immediate area. If you go further across the state, you're going to find many other districts that are moving towards a balanced assessment framework, again, to increase student achievement and to increase alignment. How do we get all teachers on board? This is what, I hear some laughing. And this is the big question that Kayla pointed out too. And here's what I'm going to tell you. It's through accountability. And the only way that I can get to true accountability is to very clearly, the same way we're trying to very clearly delineate for students what it is they need to know and be able to do, I need to very clearly delineate for our staff what it is they're to know, be able to do, and perform on a daily basis. So it's the adoption of a uniform policy that will give us the tools that we need to be able to hold teachers accountable for alignment and adherence. You know, I heard a middle school student who was over here who I think had to leave before we started. She was saying, what frustrates me is that in one class I can just reassess if I've got a blank score, and another one I can reassess if I've got a blank score, and then the other kids get a higher grade than me. That's a valid criticism. It shouldn't be happening. And so what we want to do is fix it. And the way that we do that is by creating some aligned, uniform, common expectations. That's the last of the questions from the last 2 days. We'd like to open up the microphone, I think Tanya's got that, for comments and questions, and we'll respond to those as we're able to. And I think it might be easier if we walk the mic around, Tanya. And again, we'll ask you to keep your remarks or your questions short as possible, because you saw all the hands that flew up just a moment ago.
I don't want to beat a horse to death. In this very last point you made on the creation of a uniform policy, did I hear that there will be a uniform policy, and that in terms of reassessment in all classes and all subjects, anybody will be able to reassess? Or did I hear that the policy will be created and it will be uniform, but not necessarily that a B student will be able to reassess?
The reassessment policy needs to be uniform system-wide. That's both the high school, the middle school, and if we're doing that at the elementary. So I can't speak to elementary land, but the reassessment policy needs to be uniform across the board, and it needs to allow every student to reassess on any one of the benchmarks, or learning targets rather, that they didn't master on the benchmark. So the concept of the B student having a disadvantage to the C student needs to go away, and we're going to make sure that happens.